Should I go?
You ready?
Oh,
Let's do it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rachel Phillips, and I've been a cost management RN for 30 years, working with hospitals, physicians, and health insurers to try to reduce cost and better utilization. It's during this time that I realized that the fragmentation of the industry and the fact that they rely on manual workforce is really what's inflating the cost. So our U.S. healthcare system spends 30% of $3.67 trillion in administrative costs, and it's because of the disconnect between these different entities and the consumer. So we actually looked at outside industry tech, the affordable, successful use of technology, and where disparate industries connect with the consumer and each other, automating processes on that platform. So we decided to create software that using outside industry tech. We have two products. The first one is called MidScan, and it eliminates surprise billing. The reason why surprise billing happens, and a lot of people don't know this, is because the industry uses stagnant cards. And hospitals take 2 to 5 days to call customer service to find out if you're in network or not. They charge 600% higher than what Medicare is billed for the same services and 69% default on payment. So our solution is like a gym. When you go to the gym, they don't call and take 2 to 5 days. This is an interface QR code that as soon as it's scanned in the hospital or urgent care or doctor's office, it tells whether you're in network or not and gives you an electronic platform to move that patient down the street to a network hospital. Our second product is called Transpedite, and this eliminates the hospital discharge delays of moving patients to skilled nursing facilities and homeless shelters. Right now it's done with phone calls and 15 to 35 staff doing this. There's 3.5 to 8 day delays and losses of $22 million per hospital. Transpedite, using outside industry, is like Trivago, where the facilities post their beds online in real time. Our intelligent algorithms match the patient's clinical needs to the bed, and it's completely electronic where you can get a bed within 30 minutes. Our market in California is $297 million, with 36 million insured, 300 hospitals, 1,500 nursing homes. Our competition is focused on electronic health records and interoperability with very little automation. And so ours is very affordable with high automation. Our business model, MidScan, is $1 per member monthly for the insurer to pay, and there's 290 million Americans insured nationwide. Hospitals, $2.50 per scan. Transpedite is $120,000 annually, and the skilled nursing facilities pay $30,000. Homeless shelters are free. Our team is very skilled in healthcare and IT, and healthcare IT. We're looking for $120,000 in funding for a 3-month proof of concept pilot with a LA hospital and 10 to 15 skilled nursing facilities in order to pilot Transpedite. I'll just quickly show you, they're functional, they're market ready. This is a MidScan. When you go into the admitting department, the clerk signs in, he scans this, either this or on your phone like a boarding pass, and it immediately tells whether you're out of network. Also, if you're out of network, the way to return a patient is to click on that green repatriation button, and I'll show you in a second what that does. It also gives you immediate benefits and eligibility, and the doctors that are in that hospital that are in your network. That's another big problem. If the patient needs to go, you click repatriate, put down the clinical information that the accepting hospital will need. They send you back a bed and a physician, and you book a contracted online ambulance. And that's at MidScan. Transpedite, basically, you would sign in here, and we create the facilities by putting down detailed information about what services they provide, what level of care they are, so that's what's matched to what the case manager fills out. This is where they create a bed. They put the bed number, the isolation, because that's another thing, they have to match that patient to the isolation. On the hospital side, the nurses, the case manager is a 2-minute form that picks out the main things that need to be matched in order to be accepted at a skilled nursing facility. And of course, they also have to put the isolation of the patient. And this is just shows you what happens when she submits the patient, gets matched immediately to any beds that are on the system. And that's it.
Thank you. Is it me now? Mm-hmm. Okay. So one of the things that I'm really enjoying about your presentation is I'm really enjoying the level of detail. And I think, so I think in this category it's pretty important. I think it's also causing some issues. So the first thing is, you started off by saying you were a cost RN?
Cost management.
Cost management RN. I don't really know what that means. Obviously you know this market, or at least you convey that you know this market very well. So what I would like is I'd like less of the market story set up about things we know, like the government spends too much money on like hospitals are wasting money on overhead. Like we all know that. Okay. Every one of us has been through that. I would like for you to skip forward to the really specific problem. And as a related note, these two problems seem quite different. I understand that they have a nexus of admitting nurses in hospitals is where they kind of cross over, right? And they're about like patient billing and making sure you're in network and all this kind of stuff for hospitals. So I understand that they're overlapping. They do feel like separate businesses to me. I think in order to be successful, you need to have one or the other to start with and really nail that thing. Okay. And with $120,000, it seems almost it's inconceivable to me that you would be able to get two disparate products into market.
Oh yeah, so the transmedite was the one.
Okay, so I didn't get that. Yeah, I got two products and you're pushing both.
Oh, okay.
No problem. Now the other thing, just as like small advice for you. So, do you have this hospital or skilled nursing facility lined up?
We have interest now, like Blue Shield flew us up and they wanted to buy parts of the functions. Now I'm working with a little company of Mary Torrance, their director's gonna look at it. I've had Prime, I was gonna do a pilot with Prime. They have 45 hospitals there. So yeah, we've just been trying to get into the market.
Okay, so listen, a couple things. In B2B marketing, in B2B company, business-to-business company, like startups, you bullshit a lot. You need to bullshit a little more. I need that you just gave me.
Okay.
I need that.
I'm not a good bullshit.
No, but you're gonna need to be, because in B2B,
well, be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I mean in B2B, you're always selling something that doesn't exist. Like to everyone. Don't be Elizabeth Holmes, okay? Just like dial it up a little bit. Okay, but what I mean is you're always, so what I need you to do is convey to me how far along you are with these deals, because that's gonna get me really excited. As a B2B investor, I get really excited when I hear I'm gonna pilot.
Yeah, that's what works.
That's like phase number one in all these kinds of things. I have a pilot. Okay, I need you to give me a little bullshit on the pilot, but also I want you to get that pilot. I want you to get that pilot because it's going to change the fortunes of your company. That is going to have the biggest impact on your ability to rise. Is having some kind of partner in the scheme, because we know you have to have a partner.
She can have a letter of intent, right?
I have letters of intent, yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. No, tell us that you have letters of intent.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Why are you not telling us that you have letters of intent?
That's like fundable.
It's like a whole.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, I
it's like a whole different world.
We have the skilled nursing letters of intent.
Because you're focused on the cost side, not the revenue generation
Yeah.
in your
Thank
life.
you. Thank you. Just include that in your talk.
Okay.
All right. Echoing almost everything verbatim that you put out there. You may or may not remember my background. You know, I ran Marriott's loyalty model for several years, redesigned it. The e-commerce space inside was great. So I love when you use the Trivago metaphor. And that's when I took a step back and was listening to your pitch. You know, you focus in part of your product. Oh, look, I can scan a code. Well, my Aetna card is scannable. Not a lot of doctors scan it, but it is. It's got a barcode on there to be scanned. So the fact that you got a barcode,
because it doesn't tell you whether you're in network though.
But you sold a barcode. Your deck said, oh look, they can scan a barcode. Yeah, I got insurance cards with barcodes on them, so what? It's not about the barcode, it's about what happens when it's scanned. And then you use the analogy about I can go, see, look, I've got one of these, just like when I go to the gym. The interesting metaphor for what you've got, both sides of this payment problem, and I don't know that you may have two products. I would find a way to get the branding co-joined, that they sound like two sides of the same product. let me finish the thought if I could. That, you know, your analogy about going to the gym isn't as relevant as we're just like a payment network. I can walk into Starbucks and pay by scanning my phone. I can pay in merchants by scanning my phone. Oh wow, so you're effectively, you know, integrating the payment front end. The same thing on the backside. Trivago, you're in the right thread. I would go more toward hotels.com because the great lesson there, they know distribution. They know how to match you to a bed.
Oh,
That's
okay.
That's what that business does, is they match your needs to a bed. The pilot stuff, same thing. Question that will inherently come up with a smart VC about your pilots is, what's your sales cycles like? How long did it take you to get that pilot? How long did it take you to go from first meeting to sign a letter of intent? Because that's a huge problem in the B2B sales cycle. You know, you walk through the demo, or before you get to the demo, even in the slides, it said, look, we do this, we do A, B, and C. Here's these screens. Look at this. This is great. What I lost was, how does that compare to the complexity of the real world today that you're alleviating? Oh, but in the real world, I got to go through 12 steps or 6 steps or whatever. We've done it to 3, even if it's just some kind of simplistic diagram. And now I'll finish on that last point. Really fascinating space. I want to hear more. I want to see more. At some point, get some design help. Your slides do you a service.
You should have seen them the first
I'm
time.
sure. No, your slides do the service. You know, the one slide that looked like you spilled a bag of Skittles on there. I don't know. There's so many different colors of things.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
Someone
So-
on Fiverr.
Yes,
where-
I
I did.
Go to Fiverr, go to Guru.
I paid
$100
them, but the guy sent me one worse than mine, so I had to.
Keep shopping.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep shopping.
Exactly.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay,
Secret LOIs.
So, how do I set this up?
Here you go.
Oh,
I
no,
know
wait,
which
okay.
one to go.
I guess we could hit people in the head.
sorry,
Are we switching?
Yes,
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of mine.
Let's go for it.
See if I can get it. So when, the Marriott.
So I left in January